Alright, Operation GAG 2031, it's ready to go. Hello? Oh, the Saudis again. Look, mate, I've told you a million times at this point, I don't want your oil money for any of my players. Look, mate, if you're going to be bugging me continuously with bids, at least make it for stupid money like everybody from your country does. It's like I'm dealing with the only broke Saudis in the world.
Synker samman till segersropen Maltan Grindavik Och jag vet vid vattnen ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 9, it's Episode 3 I think today, or 2. Anyway, it's one of the episodes. And today Operation GAG is back underway. The kids will be facing Grindavik away from home in the Icelandic Cup, and then we'll either have the next round of the Icelandic Cup, or we'll be having a league game against Poor, hopefully. We'll be facing the next round of the Cup. Now, as you can see here, we are getting still bids from Saudi Arabia, from this Al Khalil club. And, I mean, they've given up on all Markson to a point. They're after Immonen now. And honestly, I just wish they'd go away. They're not even bidding proper Saudi bids. They're like sensible money bids, which I have no interest in listening to, if I'm completely honest. So that has happened. And yeah, that's just annoying. It's just like every time I click continue, I have another bid from a friggin' Saudi team, or this Saudi team, for one of our players. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. That's more an intro, for like a therapeutic intro for me, rather than one for you guys. Now, if we go to the medical center, we do have a little bit of bad news as well, because Bakali is out for up to a month. Twisted ankle. Haven't had one of those in a while, actually. And you can't see it's Bakali, can you, behind my head here? But there we go. There's confirmation of it. And yeah, so 2 weeks up to a month. We can make do with it without him at this time of the season. Hopefully he's just going to be back in time for the big European qualifiers. But yeah, not ideal, but not the end of the world for us either. Now, we did have one game in the league to catch you up on. It was against Vikinga. Now, of course, last time we faced them was in the Charity Shield thing. We put 7 past them. Let's see what would happen in a league fixture. Bakali found Higuain to open the scoring, before Immonen sealed the points. I can confirm it is episode 2 as I check my notes. This was a game that we dominated. I mean, we really did. Look at the XG thing. They had 1 shot at goal, none on target. And we just struggled to put our chances away. And I mean, these early games of the season, it does give me a chance to see in competitive games where we need to improve in training. And the obvious one is chance conversion, which it always seems to be for us for some reason. But anyway, a good performance just without the goals. And the league table, early days here. Well, we can see it there. Fram leading the way. They are just smacking everybody that comes in front of them. And, well, let's hope we have a bit of a title race. Folgner also up there with 3 for 3. And, yeah, Grotta, IBV, Vikinga maybe, surprisingly, and KR, Vala, Halka as well. They're all sort of struggling to get points on the board through the early first 3 games. But it is, as I say, very, very early indeed. But let's have a look and see here what we're doing with the Gags in this cup tie. And here are the rest of the fixtures that will be taking place whilst we are playing as well. And this is what we're expecting, a 4-2-3-1 from Vikinga. Now, who are we playing? Grindavik even. And these are the Gags. So Rafferson goes in goal, Kolla, Mortensen, Hardartsen and Severson as the back 4. Ingvason, Turpitsen and Olmarksen in midfield. Dagbajatsen and Josefsson, something like that, the wide players. Boutensen goes up front. Do we have any new names on the bench? I think we've seen most of these guys before. This is a new attacking midfielder that's coming through. I guess a young Olmarksen. And we've seen this guy before. You'll remember him as getting the red card in was it the final of this competition last year, I think. So yeah, let's hope if he comes on he doesn't repeat that performance. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here now. There is one name we will recognise, Offjord. Now, you may remember we sold him to Viking in Norway, I think that is, this past transfer special. He has then been loaned to Grindavik. So in a roundabout kind of way, we're helping the league on that one. So yeah, he comes up against us, of course, his former team. But I don't recognise too many other names there, I don't think. And what do we say to this? We're on a good run. Now, of course, when we faced them last time, in the pre-season League Cup, we lost. So let's just try and keep the recent run of form going. And yeah, let's hope that we get a good performance out of us here. Alright, so here we go. Now let's not forget we are the defending champions as well of the Icelandic Cup. So we certainly don't want to be falling at the first hurdle as champions. But yeah, I mean, it is the worst draw you could have got I mean, Breeder Blink, they're a good team, aren't they? They have, I'm assuming, lost one or two from maybe their peak side, the side that didn't get relegated last season. And one or two, I believe, have left as well over the off-season, as you would expect from a relegated side with some good players by the league standard, if not our standard. And here we go. Turpinson. Nice to see him back on a field in a Grindavik shirt, isn't it? As Dagberjartsen gets caught in possession. Boutenson. Just a bit of an aimless ball forward. Severson has it. Hardartsen. Ingvarsson. Ormarksen to Turpinson. Gets it wide for Collar. Can Collar thread a ball? He does. Oh, it's wonderful. Ormarksen. Boutenson linking up beautifully. And Boutenson has a 10th of the season. But as far as build-up play goes, what about the quick feet as well by Ormarksen to be able to take that ball in and then pass it as well. Really, really nicely done. Look at this. It was first time. It's absolutely brilliant. And a nice early lead for the Gags, which is something, of course, that we like to see. So we'll give them some praise. And here we go again. There's a part of me that thinks it would be very satisfying to absolutely... Oh, that's a little lunging in from behind there, was it not, on Turpinson? But possession has been won anyway. Can Collar stop the cross coming in? Oh, Markson. He's undone all his good work there and just bundled over the Breeder Brink player. Can Rafferson make another penalty save? He's become a little bit known for it. He's gone early, but he's gone the wrong way. And we are back level at 1-1, which is not where we want to be. I think that goes without saying, doesn't it? So, it's certainly not going to be the stroll that we might have been hoping for with the early goal. We are still dominating possession. I mean, it's a penalty, so we can sort of not panic too much, I don't think. But what we don't want to happen is just have this game sort of trickle on like this and then open ourselves up late on to finding ourselves in trouble if they do happen to score another one. But of course, that all came back too to that kind of lungy tackle on Turpinson. There's a cracking ball. Oh, Boutenson, he's just too good. He is just too good. It's Collar that gets the assist. But Neil Boutenson is too good for this level, which is probably why the Premier League are coming calling for him, but we don't want to sell him. We've got him on a longer-term deal now as well. A wonderful ball from Collar. The goalkeeping, he did sort of sell himself up the river there, didn't he? But Boutenson is good enough to take advantage with his first touch and then basically just trickle it into the open net. Now, can we look after the lead this time, please, guys? If Ormarksen maybe don't track back quite so far. Turpinson ball to the back post. It's headed away. Boutenson is... What? We've got a penalty. Boutenson has somehow won that ball back for the hat-trick. Never in doubt. And it is 3-1 before half-time. But it looked like Boutenson, in the build-up to that, to win the penalty, sort of was running backwards, jumped, and flicked it, sort of backheeled it back into the box. And it may have even been Ormarksen that was fouled. I'll have to look back when I'm editing, but that was a little bit special. But yeah, we don't get replays of the penalty incident, unfortunately. I think there is a setting that I could choose to get those, and I probably should do it, because you're always more interested in the actual penalty foul itself rather than if the penalty, when the penalty scored, because you don't really need to see a replay of it. You've just watched the penalty go in, you don't need to see it again. Alright, so we'll tell them don't get complacent. We'll say we've got faith in them. If we can get another goal, then I think I'm willing to bring on some of the youngsters for experience. Turpinson over a free kick, chips it in. It's a good header, and it is just wide. Was it Hardartsen? Very, very nicely done. We'll give him some praise. And if we get to 70 or 65, 70 minutes here, we might make some changes anyway. Boutenson already has 3. Can he add an assist? Not there, he can't. Ormarksen. Here we go with Turpinson. We have seen him belt them in before! It would have been a goal of the season contender, but it whistled just past. And we will now make some subs, get some kids on. I'm fairly confident that we're going to be okay here. So we'll get the booking off the field there. I would like to give this guy some game time because he's very high potential. So we'll bring him on for Hardartsen. Do we trust Arneson not to get a booking? Turpinson is playing okay. I'm a little bit concerned. He's been quite injury prone recently. And we don't want to make wholesale changes. But let's get Gislason on for Ingvarsson, because Gislason is potentially, again, another one that is quite good. So, changes will take place. Jofferson over a free kick now. Whips it in. It's headed away. Gislason is there. And there's some names here I haven't said very many times, so I'm going to start and trip over my tongue. As we did our best to get caught in possession there. Collar gets back again. And you can pass the ball before they get shut down. Here we go with Arneson. It's nice to see him not walking off the field in disgrace. Markson, good first touch. Markson, is that a penalty? It's tackled away. Jofferson is there. Look at the edge of the area. Jofferson, you had to do a little. He's done well in the end. Is he going to go himself? No. I mean, he did, but I mean, maybe he was a teammate, mate. He just had to look up. He had several opportunities to lay the ball back to the penalty spot and have somebody belt it in. But instead, in true winger style, it has to be said, he tried to do it all himself. Arneson looks like a big boy, doesn't he? He's only 16 as well. Gislason knocks it forward for Jofferson. Belton's in the middle. Pass it, mate. Pass it. Pass it. Pass it. Don't go yourself. We've got a hog. We have got a hog. And what's happening here? It's going to be a corner. Jofferson. Is he going to run it in himself, I wonder? There you go, mate. So you can cross a ball. Nice to know. And we're going to have a corner from the other side. Jofferson will trot across. And can we get a fourth goal that would almost certainly seal the tie for us? Or are we going to find ourselves under pressure at the other end? We do have 3 men back there. Gislason does well. And still Breidablik have it. Collar, I'm not sure that's what you wanted to do with that ball there, man. You had that relatively... Belton almost closing it down. We do look... It has to be said, and I'm sure I'll jinx this horribly. That's a nice ball from Allmarks and good movement from Arneson. Look at Baltinson. He's completely unmarked through the middle, and he's done it again. It's a 4. It is Breidablik 1, Baltinson 4. And, very, very nicely done indeed. And Arneson, I think it might be a first assist for him. But the goalkeeper is just not sure what to do with Baltinson closing down the goal on him, does he? He just looks a little bit deer in the headlight-ish. So, considering how tricky this tie was, we needn't have worried. Baltinson's had a good day. Markson's had a good day. And, there's quite a few of them that have had good days. Here we go again. Is this going to be 5 for Baltinson? It is. Of course it is. He's got 14 now for the season. 5 for the day. And this is getting into record territory now, I would suggest. He is unsurprisingly playing at 10. Markson has set him in for the second time, I think. I don't think he's got a third assist. And, some calm finishing there. We've got 5 minutes. Can he get a 6th? That is going to be the big question, isn't it? Markson, just the 2 assists. But it looks as though that might be that. It is a 5-1 win. All the goals for Baltinson. And, a very, very good performance there from the Gags. That is a massive hurdle overcome. It can't be underestimated or understated how tough a tie that was for us to get. So, Offjord suffers defeat against former club, and we move on from there. Do we have our next tie as of yet? It doesn't look like we do. I will keep you updated if that is a record for Baltinson, but what we will need to do now is play through to the next round. We've got some players being looked at there by the Iceland boss. I don't know who the tie is against yet, obviously, but we'll find out when we come back. Okay, welcome back. Now we've got our draw for the next round. It is KA that we'll be facing in a moment here, but there is a lot to catch you up on. We are June 18th in game, so European window is back open again. We are rejecting bids like it's going out of style. But perhaps more excitingly, we have some new Icelandic internationals at the club. Hansi Mortensen, their centre-back, has made his debut along with Juleson and Baltinson also got a goal on that debut. So wonderful, wonderful news for him. Mesquara has got his first international goal against Australia, so he will not be playing for the club for the foreseeable future. And some other things to catch you up on. Solok Vadzi is coming under interest from Premier League teams, so I think we have a 20% sell-on or something along those lines. So we'll see exactly what happens with him, but he's still a very good player, and I wish we had him, but these are the things that happen sometimes, aren't they? And the other thing that's happened is the Champions League qualifying draw. We have got FC Tallinn, anyway, the Estonian champions, Flora Tallinn. We should be able to beat them quite comfortably, I would hope. But we'll definitely, like I said last season, I think what we'll do is we'll show the first legs. If the second leg needs to be shown, we'll show it. If not, then we'll show the first leg of the next round. So that will be that. Now, there's also some games to catch you up on, of course. 3 of them in the league. The first one was against Paul. Gardini gave us the lead before Ture picked him out to double our advantage. So we dominated the game. Again, we're just not taking chances, which we've seen before from us domestically. 26 shots, only 8 on target, and then only 2 of those in the back of the net. But yeah, dominant performance, everything but goals, I would say. Next up in the league, it was KR. So, nothing to report here. We were really bad. You can see in the XG tracker in the first half we were really bad, and then you can see roughly here somewhere we changed the formation. We went to the 2 up top, 3 at the back with wing backs, and we absolutely dominated the game. 2 goals ruled out for offside late on. They were both fair enough, but Gadini's was only just offside. So that was a little bit disappointing. But yeah, never really in any danger of losing the game, I would say. But yeah, disappointing not to be able to go and win it. So drop points for the first time this season, which brings us to the third and final game, which was against Halka. Tom Jones found Gadini and Mark to open the scoring. Gadini made it 2-0 at half time before Iskala set him up to complete his hat-trick. And Nellum got our fourth. So much better. We were very good in this one. We gave Gisel, this guy, a game at centre-back. One of the academy players did quite well. We have been missing, as we know, Parisi. He's been away with the Italian under-20s at the World Cup. And we have this was taking place during an international break as well. So we've had to sort of mix and match things a little bit. But yeah, much better from us. The XG, of course, is massively inflated by having 2 penalties. But even with that, it was good. But again, the shot conversion rate maybe is poor. It is poor, let's be honest. Let's have a quick look at the table. And despite dropping points, we are still top of the division. Fram, they've lost the game. They've drawn a game themselves. They're right there, but as is FH. But they've got played an extra game. It's we should win the league every year. And hopefully, as the longer it goes on, and we've only played 6 games, it will become more and more obvious that we are the best team in the division. But let's go and have a look at what we're doing here now against KA. Another team that I believe was relegated last season, so we're certainly not drawing the easy ties, are we? Away from home, therefore. This is a team we're sending out, and as I say, this is on the back of an international break. So you'll notice someone like Boutenson is not really able to play, so that's not ideal. A few tied legs around. So it's Rafasin in goal. I'm tempted to give the backup a game, but I don't want to, because he is quite good, to be honest, and developing well as well. But I don't want to risk. It. So we'll go with Rafasin, Kolla, Mortensen, Hadartsen, and Severson, Ingvason, Turpinson, and Allmarkson in midfield. Dagbajatsen, Jofferson, and Stig Trigson. Back from injury, not Matt Sharp. He has to go up top because we don't really have anybody else to go up there as a striker. The other option would be Pedersen, and he's a little bit tired from playing with some youth football internationally as well. So this is a very tough match for us. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to overcome it. We can see there the team sheets. I don't think, any names in their lineups, but the names do tend to look all a little bit alike. It's difficult to sort of distinguish a player that we've had compared to one that we haven't. Alright, let's we're the favourites. We're away from home, aren't we? Alright, let's just keep the run going. We have continued to have bids for Allmarkson coming in and Immonen as well. That Saudi Arabian club are not letting up. And even Leon, I think, came in for Immonen as well. But we will try and make sure that we're keeping hold of both of them. Now, in terms of the Boutenson 5 goals last game, it was a record for the competition. The previous record was 4, so well done to him on that. And there has also been the tick over of the European season. Juventus ended up winning the Champions League over Milan, I think it was in the final, if I remember correctly. And we're up to, I think we're 44th in the overall rankings, and we're defending 3 points this coming year, so we should be able to do that quite comfortably. To give you an idea, last year we got 8 points, coefficient points, so we should be able to do it. And the other thing I had to update you on is the league reputation. We are now up to the league above us is League One in England. So that gives you, again, a rough idea of where we stand in the pecking order. I think that below us is the Finnish First Division. So there is still a long way for us to go. But the league, at least, just purely on the back of us, is moving forward. But that was an absolute nothing half of football. So we will tell them as such. And go out there and show that you can actually play football. Would be a good place to start here, I would suggest. Is there an argument to say we need to change something? Let's see how they do with the rocket up them first. if they want to create something. Then I think the next port of call is maybe to change the striker and therefore the way we're playing Pedersen. We're not yet at a point, I don't think, where we would get a game out of Bautenson. He is obviously the player burning a hole on the bench. Figuratively, I don't think he's into vandalism. But, I mean, dominating possession. Let's maybe take it off work ball into the box and maybe raise the tempo up a little bit and see if that can help us. And we are now at a point where we will be able to get the game out of Bautenson. I also think we maybe need to change the formation because Wingers is just creating nothing. Okay, so these are the changes that we're making. We're not going to have a back three necessarily because I don't think we need a back three. So it's Pedersen we've already seen come on, Bautenson, and we're going to give Bjornsson a first game, certainly on the channel. He is somebody who should be able to get forward a little bit, so we'll allow him to play that role for us. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. What we don't want, of course, is extra time here. That's the last thing that we need. Let's give it a focus. Let's overwhelm them. And are we about to see Operation GAG come to an untimely end? We've got, what are we there? Giving possession back to us, perhaps. Mortensen comes forward. Newly capped international, of course. There's a good ball for Collar getting forward. Bautensen's got a knock, which isn't ideal. But Kenny on one leg still managed to win this game for us. It's there for Collar. It's all Markson! Oh! It's been blocked about 7 times going through towards goal, and it's a corner. Turpinson to take. Come on. Let's find one of that's Morty's head. Or maybe Hadartson. He's decent in the air, isn't he? It's headed away, and are we going to get done on the break here? It's Hungbo getting forward. What a great name. Especially if your name is Bo. Anyway. Come on. Can Turpinson have one of his patented lunges that we talk about on the Discord all the time? Turpinson for Bautenson. Here we go. Man through the middle is Bjornsson. The youngster. Bjornsson! Oh, side netting. It was always going just that little bit wide, wasn't it? Let's try encouraging. And we are going into stoppage time. And are we going into extra time? Yes, we are. Now, I don't know that Bautenson's going to make this. He was tired coming on. He's already got a bit of a knock. Let's keep working hard. But, yeah, it was awkward timing always, coming off the back of the international break. But I have serious concerns. I mean, what we don't need is Bautenson picking up an actual injury here. He's been played in there beautifully, and the goalkeeper, who also has a knock, has turned it behind. A good save, you'd have to say. Turpinson now with another corner. Can he find a teammate's head? No, it's one of those straight at the camera. Looks like it's going in towards goal. But we'll try again. Turpinson. Severson is looking menacing. It goes towards the back post, but it is easy for the goalkeeper. Cat hair in the nose. We'll give that a quick scratch, and Bautenson is now off. Alright, so we'll bring on Arneson. We are definitely running out of players here we can bring onto the field. Okay, so I think we just need to do something along those lines. Let's... okay, what if we play you as a shadow striker? He should be able to do that. Or Markson, you try and get forward. Arneson, what are you? Could we maybe do 2 central midfielders? Could we get away with Turpinson as a box-to-box? We could probably do that, couldn't we? And, yeah, well, this is far from ideal. Hopefully the injury isn't too serious to Bautenson. I mean, the last thing, as I say, we need is for this cup run in the gags to cost us, arguably at this point, I'd say our best striker. We can, of course, cover. Let's try a demand more, perhaps. Everybody's looking focused. And this is going all the way to penalties, you would suggest. Let's raise up that tempo. Let's maybe look to get the ball wide early and maybe hit early crosses in as well. We've got another corner. Can we win it? Late on, it's headed away. And he's up there by himself, is Carrison. And I'm assuming that's not the guy that we let go. And he's got no support. It's coming now, and he's going to get the ball back. Mortensen, oh, we can't. We can't stop it, and we're going to go out. Rafferson, maybe. not the greatest piece of goalkeeping, we'll see, but Garrison did really well, didn't he? And got the ball back. Mortensen maybe not quite awake enough. Rafferson was a good finish across him. And I mean, it's looked a very, very tight performance from us, and the Gags are out in the 4th round. And we just didn't have the players, did we? We just didn't have the players, and we had the players, but I think the problem is that they either weren't match sharp or they were tied. So there we go, defeat in the 4th round, and it will not be a domestic sweep. It's it's pulled hamstring, 2 weeks. It should be okay. And let's be honest, we should be able to deal with any fixtures between now and then without Baltinson anyway for the next 2 weeks. But that will be that. The Cup run comes to an end. That means we will be back next time to face Tallinn at home first. We should put that to bed nice and early, and then we'll come back for the first leg of the next round, assuming that's what happens. And we've got a big game in Fram in the league before that. They've looked good, but we should be able to beat them. I would imagine though we'll be doing it without Baltinson. So there we go. Sorry about that. If you've enjoyed it, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, like I say, we were really good there. I just think international break has meant that the better Gags were tied. The replacements for them, A, aren't quite as good, and B, they weren't match sharp. And it's cost us. It's cost us the cup. Take care.